Hello, everyone. I'm Raven Stokes,
And I'm Darius, and
and
welcome to
welcome to DNR Unfiltered. Period. Okay. Welcome to episode 2. We just want to welcome you here. And I mean, you guys know what we're here to do. We said in the last video, we're going to talk about some of our favorite moments from our favorite shows. We're Bravoholics. So this week we're covering Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of Dubai.
Dubai, yeah. And we
Yeah.
always chop it up about these things. So, like, one thing about it, it just kind of feels natural to put it into like a podcast format and stuff because, people really might enjoy what we have to say, have their own thoughts. We can start some conversations, some discourse, some,
Yeah.
like
And
all
the
that.
goal at the end is for people to be, like commenting and like sharing their thoughts, and
Mhm.
it to really be like some real dialogue. Like we're here, we're friends,
That's
we're
right.
we're chopping it up. We're
Right.
talking about what they put on the screen for us to see and digest, and yeah, I'm with you.
All do that. Period.
Okay, so did you want to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey or Real Housewives of Dubai first?
We should start with New Jersey. Let's take
Okay.
it over to girls first.
New Jersey is getting very interesting. I'm just gonna say there was a lot that happened in this last episode. It was a little bit more chill. Things that's going on in New Jersey is Rachel Fuda and Teresa.
Rachel Fuda and Teresa.
She's decided that she's wanted to pick with Teresa.
Oh, she decided the biggest fish she was gonna go try to catch that one, and this one might be too big for her. I'm not sure because
Yeah, because it just really doesn't make sense to me on why she's getting so mad at Rachel Fuda when Teresa's just repeating something that somebody else said. So it's not like I feel like I could understand her frustration if this is something that Teresa just made up, like out of left field. But it's not really that. And I just don't really understand why Rachel Fuda is so upset. I don't.
so upset and taking it to like such a far extreme and trying to, be
And
so
her husband feels
hurtful.
entitled to an apology. I know this happens later on in the episode, but I feel like if he wanted an apology from Teresa, he would needed to come in a different way.
Right, yeah. You can't
Not
just
like demanding
demand
money.
it from the queen bee and then think that,
Yeah. I took
hey,
some notes so I could try to remember everything I wanted to say. And in the beginning of the episode, I liked when they talked about Melissa's daughter going off to college, which I know we be having our little debrief, so we already talked about this. But I thought it was cool to show how her family dynamic has changed. Her only daughter has went off to college. Now she lives with all these guys, and it's so gross. And she's just making it seem like, guys, I'm in here fighting for my life.
she said even
And
the
I
dogs
think it's
would.
really
So
cute. I can't get over how like cute her house is. Like I feel like it's a dream to have a house that's like tailored to you and all your needs.
yeah, I think Melissa is definitely kind of like New Jersey's like princess, you know what I mean? Like she's always
Uh-huh.
that type of treatment. Everything in her life is kind of on fleek from the shore house to the regular house to the store, everything. She kind of got it going on
Yeah.
in that aspect. Picture perfect.
Very cute. I like that. Yeah, so okay, Melissa, more about Melissa. She met up with Margaret and who all went to that? It was Margaret, Jennifer Aiden, and Jen Fessler did not go. So it was,
Fuda and Margaret
and that was it.
or
I guess.
Melissa.
Oh, Dolores went. Dolores
Oh yeah,
went,
yeah. Is that
and
what
it was another lady who had like blonde hair who went, which I don't think we know her.
golf carts, right?
Yes, on the
Yes,
golf carts.
yes, yes.
And I thought that was interesting because that was where kind of Dolores foreshadowed to us. Or no, this was after Dolores and Polly had that conversation, which
So
is
let's
very important.
back to
We need to
that.
talk about that actually, Dolores and Polly.
In Bali because I feel like that's a very interesting conversation that needs to be had. Um,
Yeah.
so wait, thoughts. What do you think about Dolores, given her like history with men, how she does? What do you think is going on in this
Mm,
particular situation
I
now?
like Dolores because I feel like Dolores is very cute. There's no denying that. Like she's really a bad bitch,
Mhm.
bad mamma jamma, and not just because of the looks or cussing people out or standing on business. It's because like just the way she carries herself. Her kids, I feel like, are very successful. Like she's poured a lot into them. I like that she gets what she wants out of relationships to an extent. I
Right.
like that, she dresses cute. She always looks good. I just think that sometimes people get a little bit comfortable because Dolores brings them into her world and
Right.
they get to experience all the glitz and glamour and all the fun stuff and all the like amazing things that comes with Dolores, and they get comfortable and they don't know how to make that next step. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I love Dolores overall, but I would like to see her get better. I think her putting her foot down with Polly was
Mm.
amazing. You need
Uh,
to do that. What do you think?
I definitely think that Dolores is always having it her way, and I do love that. It seems
Yes.
she's already kind of like setting up that she has a backup plan with that other house is tucked away. That's gonna be there
Like
regardless.
you, I see what you're doing. There's always somewhere for me to
Right.
go.
So
Yeah.
I just do think that in a way she should still kind of give less of herself like so quickly, like slow down on giving so much so
Yeah.
fast and expect as much as she is, if not more.
I also wonder too, because Dolores really wasn't talking like too much marriage talk with Polly before what's his name? I always have a blank. Frankie
Right.
proposed to his,
His girlfriend.
significant
Yeah.
other. So I'm like, is that like making you feel some kind of way too? I don't know because but also Dolores did push that with I don't know, I don't know. But I just
Um,
wonder if
it was
that
always
gives
his
her a little
fault though too,
pressure.
especially because he had just sat down and like kind of mock proposed in front of a restaurant, including Dolores. So she's like,
That was a big gesture.
like,
And also I would have told Frankie, sit down. Don't do that.
that's too much. That's too
That's
much.
too much. You don't need to do that. Cause
Yeah.
also, how did Nikki feel when you did that? Ain't that the Beyonce's thing, Nikki? I don't think you should have did that.
He definitely shouldn't have, period.
Can't read the room. Okay. So yeah, Dolores definitely probably needs to see what he's got in front of him. Take the
Yeah,
glasses off. You're not cooler than Dolores. Get some
that
act right.
yeah, that be for real.
Yeah. I also want to talk about how Jackie felt comfortable enough to kind of start talking to Teresa and Jennifer Aiden. Because
Mhm.
last episode she reached out to them and she was like, I don't feel comfortable talking to Marg about you guys. But now you're in Teresa's house in her living room and you're ready to extend that olive branch. So it's like, what happened that all of a sudden you
You,
feel was Margaret and them not giving you enough tea? Was they not giving you enough
it just like kind of,
drama? What was it?
I don't know. It's definitely kind of giving pick a side, switch a side type of deal. But
She done picked and she done switched. She done did both. But I get it. I get it. You want to be with Teresa, you want to be with Jennifer Aiden, you want to be with the lit girls. I
yeah, I would have
get
been
it.
with from the get go
Should
probably,
have did
but
it from the beginning.
to each their own.
Because yeah, Jackie, that storyline got took.
He's like,
She
okay, let me go hang out with Teresa real quick.
let me, let me go hang out with Teresa real quick.
Let her
Hey,
hands was shit.
I'm just saying. Let me see if I took notes on anything else or if we should move on. Also, Polly saying he wanted to go into business with Dolores. Back on Dolores. So, Polly, you think Dolores want to go into business with you? Joe, Joey absolutely understands how to keep a lady, how to keep her put up,
Yeah.
how to take care of a family unit. Dolores don't want to go into business with you, Polly.
Dolores don't want to do that. Dolores wants to sit at home while you gotta make some coins and she can spend them. Like, please
Joe
stop playing with
Gorga was
Dolores.
like, that's the problem. And you know what? Something about Joe, he don't care about being messy either. He gonna bring up something. Now, how you bringing
Oh, he
that up and
wants
she
to
bringing that up over there? It's messy, but I'm here for it. I love Joe. I do. I'm not gonna
But we
lie.
can make sure it gets back around. That's one thing about Joe Gorga. Because
Yes, like what? Joe Gorga, him and Teresa is one and the same. You can tell they are siblings. They don't beat around no bush. Okay, I think that's what I had on oh no, I cannot move on without talking about Danielle and the bougie kids. I feel like being a fashion designer when she walked down the runway and call me crazy, and this is where I really get into the reality TV shows, is that I was really emotional. I cried because I'm like, I felt so happy for Danielle when she walked down that
Yeah,
runway. She did that. She put in
it
the work, she put in
wasn't.
the time.
She has been working hard. She has been putting in like the effort she needs to. I like that her and Melissa have been supporting each other throughout this whole thing. Like
Yeah,
it's
even
been
from the beginning.
nice. It's kind of refreshing this season how things are changing. Like people are like getting to know other people. It's like, okay, finally
Yeah.
you're maybe understand, the grass isn't always greener. I've noticed a lot of people have gone from the side of Margaret and Rachel and them though over to Teresa's
Yeah, I'm
side.
sorry. Margaret and Rachel, they just don't seem fun. They just don't.
They
It
look like
doesn't
they
get
on it
fun.
one day. That's it. That's all. Like literally.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't, yeah, I would have did the same. Okay, so do you think we should switch gears?
Segueing
Want to take the
into
reins on Dubai?
the Middle East. Yes, I'm excited about this. I actually enjoyed this episode this week, honestly. Like, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it so
good.
far. Like, I feel like this is going to be a really, really good season of Dubai. I think they've only really scratched the surface. I'm kind of really excited to see, like, everything. But did you
Yeah.
take some notes on that and we want to discuss?
Yes, I did. So I talked about in the beginning my nose just Talene because I think they opened up with Talene
Mm-hmm.
and
She,
her with her family.
mm-hmm.
I thought that it was cute to see, like, I like to see all of them in their mommy role because that's the point. Like, these are married women, they have family, they have kids, and I kind of like admire seeing them be like good parents. And I thought my note said that Talene is a super mom in her family dynamic because she's taking care of the husband, she's taking care of like her actual household, the kids, everything. I thought that was super cute. And then I like that they talked about her husband a little bit and how he went to Texas for college,
Mm-hmm.
like he came to the US and he got to get that whole experience and then came back to Dubai and basically built a lot of the infrastructure that you see there now, which I thought was really cool. Because we're talking about wealth and we're talking about success, like that is kind of
Is, yeah.
it.
And I like that they live on the Palm Dubai, like the island,
Yeah.
and they have like really prime real
That was my
estate
first
there.
time hearing them talk about that.
It was, yeah, they were the first ones I feel like that kicked it up to that notch. Like all of them are living
Mhm.
nice out there, but they seem like they're kind of living nicer. Like,
I can't remember who was talking. I think Sarah was talking about her being from Dubai. I also think that's what's really cool about Sarah. And Sarah's not your typical housewife too, because she's not really into all the glitz and glamour. Like even when they were going back and forth about the Beyonce, she's like, "Oh, I was not there. Like that's not my tea." Like she's okay with not being involved, but I like how
yeah,
she knew them because like she's really from Dubai.
I, she said
Yeah.
Emirati, OG.
Yes, I think that's so cool. And you can tell though, because she carries herself in a certain manner. You don't really see her getting out of character or nothing. You can tell that she is from there. She's like she's a respected woman.
And they all have very strong family units on that show, which is like really
Very strong family
watch,
units.
for
I
sure.
feel like she wants that too. And I like that she's being open about that journey because there are a lot of women who want families and can't find, like Mr. Right or whatever. So it's nice to see that, people are not alone in their dating search and you can really get hurt, when you open
Right.
yourself up too much. So I like that she's being
So that
transparent
she's
about
part
that.
of her emotions and her feelings and keeping her own peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I thought Lisa Milan's mom was an interesting subject. I thought it was interesting that her mom thought she was gonna go there for 2 years, and now she's been there for 10 years. And
Okay.
she's like, "This is my home, like, but we will set you up out here if you want to come." And like, she's coming to visit her kids, and I don't know, it's just cute to see their
Her like
family.
do that. Yeah. I really
Mm-hmm.
like that she said that her mom even switched her schedule at the hospital to night shift so that they can talk to each other.
Yeah.
That was like really, 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 really sweet. And I can tell that this is
Sweet.
like a big deal for them this season because like her mom is clearly very upset that she's decided to be in Dubai like all this time. She really wants to back
Mm-hmm.
me. But then her family is rooted in Dubai. Her kids are in
Yeah, it's
shock.
like how could she just pick up and go to, it almost would
More
not make
complicated
sense.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah. And now her kids are set up there, and I feel like that adds a whole new layer to things. Like this is a whole new life. This is
Mhm.
what they are used to. But I like that her mom is coming out there though, and that relationship is still open. The communication is still open. Like it seems very healthy, and
Literally, yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens. Is the next season is the mom going to be in Dubai? Like I
Right.
need
What's
more on that.
I
That
love
would be
her,
cute.
her family and her kids. They're very, very sweet to watch. Like that was really nice dynamic.
Yes. And then they have the brunch at Talene's house.
Hmm.
And I thought it was interesting because
Yes.
Caroline Brooks showed up like still on fire with this whole Caroline Stanbury situation.
So on fire. And like the thing is, you're way more on fire than the girl Talene is, and it like was they were talking about her incident. So I'm just like to
Yeah, and it almost
fire
makes me feel
about
like
it,
you. Sorry, you got it, friend.
to be that on fire about it just seems like it's like, okay, is there a deeper issue? Is there something else going on? Like, do you want to just fight with her? Like, or you just lit all
What
the time?
is it?
What is that? Like, what is
Because it
it?
seems like it's exaggerated. Like, are
Mhm.
you really that mad at her? I don't know. It just seems to me like what's really the deeper problem here?
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just how I felt about it. But I like that Talene was like, she in her confessional, she's like, I want to get past this. Like, I don't want to hold on to this
Right.
forever. Like, okay, this happened. This is the Beyonce concert. I was drunk. I fell. I don't care.
Oh well,
Let's move
yeah.
on. And Caroline Brooks is still not ready to move forward. That's why I'm like, it seems too deep to her for it to
Too
not
deep
happen to
for no
you.
reason. Right.
And Caroline Stanbury said, like, we used to talk on the phone every morning and everything. So I'm just like, why the switch up?
Why the switch up? Yeah, I agree with that. Why is it like this? Y'all were so close. Y'all were gang gang at the
It was
reunion.
like a shift between Caroline Brooks and Caroline Stanbury, and then it was a shift between Chanel Ayan
And
and Caroline Stanbury, but the
right,
switches were different.
right,
Like they fell out, they decided to make amends.
right. And then they
And
fell out, and now they other people are cool, and it's just kind of like, okay,
I don't get it. Is it because she's hanging out with Chanel and you don't like that? Is that what it is? Like, I don't know.
I don't
I never
know.
thought about that till now, but I'm like, maybe shit.
I don't know what is going on. Like, it's a lot, and I feel like with that, those particular situations and how we're seeing like the dynamics unfold already, it's only episode two.
Yeah,
Like, there's gonna be a lot more to come with that, and like,
I think
I
so
don't
too.
know what all they're gonna do.
Definitely not over for sure.
But yeah, it's definitely setting up to be like a lot of turmoil
The
and certain
drama is
and
given. The plot is
Brooke, like,
thickening.
coming for Caroline Stanbury, like coming for her. I'm like,
Hot.
okay, coming in
Yeah,
hot.
that's definitely a situation.
Coming in hot.
Okay, so let's see. Chanel and Stanbury getting along at dinner. I'm like, okay, I guess not holding on to the beef is fine, but the fact that you guys are just able to put this beef aside magically is interesting. I mean, I'm all for peace, love, and tranquility, but I don't know. It just seems weird. It's almost like you guys wanted to be friends the whole
Yeah,
time. Why were you even fighting? I'm
I'm
like
like,
Meatball now.
are y'all
Why were
now?
you all
Were you pretending
fighting?
before? Which time were you pretending? Because one is not real.
But it's not real. It just seems to me, it seems not real.
That's what it seems like. Yes,
It's given that.
it's not real. It could very much so be. It just is what it looks like to us.
Yeah.
Like,
And I thought it was interesting that Chanel is starting a skincare brand because, okay, we didn't know. Did you know about this? Not skincare, but cosmetic.
Beauty. So it's so weird. I thought I saw something about it on Instagram a while ago, but I really
You haven't
didn't
seen
know
much.
too much about this. I'm not gonna lie. I had no clue really what was going
Yeah,
on
and then she pops
or
up and
see
she's like,
it.
and this is my business partner, someone who we've never heard or seen you talk about. This is your business partner, and you just strolling in. I don't know. I'm not trying to knock Chanel because I do like Chanel, but if you're gonna start a business, I really admire when people are really involved in the business and they know what they're doing, why they're doing it, what's going on. You don't want to talk about the serious stuff.
Yeah. Because what it like looks like is like you came in there to just bounce around and like
Bounce around, and maybe there was more involved. Bravo did not do a good
right.
job of showcasing that. It
If
looks like
that's
you
the
just
case,
showed up and you said this is cute, and then he was
you
trying to
didn't
talk to
talk
you about
to like
serious stuff, and you had no interest at all, none.
what it looked like.
So
That's what it
I
looked
don't know,
like.
Chanel. Like I think we need to get that together, girl, because I'm trying to buy some of the eyeshadow, but I don't know nothing about it. So I
I
feel like you gotta tell us something.
I
Oh,
gotta know, and then it's just like okay, this is it. Just.
Yeah,
Sometimes with Housewives, it just seems like these things that just pop up out of nowhere, and it almost seems like a hobby for the season.
popped out of nowhere. Like you were just bored, and your husband sitting down trying to talk to you about some serious stuff, and you're just like, I'm so tired. But last night this happened. Like, oh my God, last night we were beefed out. I'm like, no, you're not focusing on the subject at hand, which is
Literally,
business. The money's being spent on that.
that's it.
So that's just how I felt about that one.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was.
do like Miss Chanel when she steps through what she steps through. But girl, you gotta about your coin. Don't care about that.
I like the fact that she'll wear couture to anything. Like that's,
She doesn't care.
but sometimes it's like, okay, be a little bit more
Yeah.
here and not
Here.
much out there.
Show up to the business meeting looking fire with the brains to match in the purse, ready to be used at all times, you know.
Because the beauty, everything is there. It's there.
Yeah, the beauty is there for sure. Not a second question.
I'm
I
sure.
do like that her and Sarah were able to kind of get to a good place. You
Mm,
know, they had that little gift exchange where Chanel wrote her a letter, which I think is cool because some people I've never, maybe I do struggle with this and maybe I should try it, is her writing that letter. Like she's like, I don't know the right words to say to her. So I feel like if I put this in a letter, it will help me get out my message. Which I'm like, do I need to do that? Is that why I'm having all these miscommunications? I thought
yeah,
that was cute
that's
though, that she took the
sometimes
time.
that
Yeah.
was nice. And it was so funny when she was like, "Yes, I came up with all this by myself," and then it shows her husband being like, "You should say it like this."
Like, she is so
But
funny.
that
You
was
know
a
what?
character. I do think she is hilarious, I must say,
That's
because
a Gemini through and through.
definitely that had me so weak.
That's a Gemini through and through because she clowns bad.
She had me so mad. I was like, "Okay, thank you."
But you know, she was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna
I
do it.
thought it was interesting too that Caroline, they last podcast or the last episode, we talked about them sending their kids to college potentially in the US. And
Mhm.
so now it's time for Caroline Stanbury's daughter to go on her college tour to come to America and see the schools. And she told her mom she does not want Sergio to come. She wants it to be her dad and her mom. And Sergio feels some type of way about it, like you're going on a trip with your ex-husband. But I feel like he's thinking about it in kind of like a mature way because
Like
this woman has kids by
college
this
with
man.
the
It's more
other
than
children. Yeah, it's different.
and she's going to college in another country. This is serious.
So what's the tea? Like,
Sergio, sit down. Go sit
also
down.
got the question wrong.
You got the question
Like,
wrong. I wish I
what?
could insert that. Sit, have several seats. You have to, and I mean, it's not nothing like that, but still, though, like Sergio, it's nothing to take personal, baby.
Yeah.
They're going to go handle business.
I definitely kind of like an immature type of high school relationship jealousy.
Type of
Like,
love, and you're
mm,
gonna run Stanbury off if you don't stop doing that.
that's a
So
grown woman. That's a grown little woman right there.
that's a grown
That is
woman. You
that
need to
woman.
stop.
That's crazy. Like,
For
she's.
real.
Oh, one thing about her, I do believe she will pick up that luggage and go on to the
Go
next one.
on, B. Ain't nobody finna listen to all that nagging and everything. I'm not about to do it. I'm not saying you nagging, but you one step away. So, yeah.
And it's like he kind of reminds me of like a little puppy dog. He's just always like it kind of gets worse sometimes. So he
Yeah.
ducks it down.
Just getting emotional. And when he dropped Caroline off at that on the last episode, he dropped her off at that like brunch or whatever. And he was like, just call me if you need me. And she was like, it's just brunch, darling. And he's like, it can be war. It can be war. I was like, oh, Sergio, don't play about his miss.
You don't play about her.
Mrs. Stanbury.
So
What's
just
Sergio's last name?
like
I want to
Carayo.
say his last name Hudson. I know that's wrong.
No, like
Oh,
Bio. Yeah.
oh, okay. That's funny. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a lot to unpack with them, but that was really it that I had took notes for, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely about to be interesting. I think that it was very interesting at that last party. Like Caroline Brooks definitely, I feel like took like things
Yes.
way further than I mean, like necessarily.
Caroline said, "Oh, she didn't respond to me last time. Let's see if I do this if she'll respond now." You know, it's just starting to give that like, "Oh, she didn't
Are you
notice
trying
that.
to
Let me
pester
do
her?
this."
That's what it's giving. It's like, you trying to badger her now? Like, what's the tea?
You're trying to
Like,
badger her, and then I feel like you're at Talene's party. That's supposed to be your best friend. I don't understand why she's getting you so worked up. If me or you are at a party and we're inviting like our close friends, if there's one person there who I may not be so fond of, I'm not gonna be paying that much attention to them. I'm gonna be with my bestie, bopping around, bouncing, like just not worried of giving somebody that much attention, you know?
not that much. I'm not giving it that much air in the room, especially if they're not like really giving too much back. It looks like they're just trying to maybe like enjoy their evening, not interact with them. Keep
Excuse me.
and picking. That's not even funny to watch. Like, it's just kind of giving like drunken idiot when you're doing that, like for real. And like, no one,
Mhm.
no one likes to see that either.
You're
But
picking. You're picking with someone who doesn't want to pick with you. Someone who used to be your best friend and you just decided you don't want to be friends with him no more.
it's very odd. So I'm very curious to see how this whole season plays out.
Me
Right
too.
now,
Me
Chanel
too.
and them are all cool. I want to see how that unfolds. Like, I'm really interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I will say like
It's-
one last thing that I noticed is that we definitely see some lines being drawn here too. I feel like there was the lunch with Lisa and
Mhm.
Chanel, and it was Caroline Stanbury there with them.
Mhm.
And then it was Caroline Brooks and Talene and Sarah. So I
Mhm.
feel like we kind of have like a little divide, even though Sarah, jumps or she's cool, like kind of mutual with everybody. There definitely seems to
Right.
be like they're trying to make us choose a side or draw some sides.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out because it always gets juicy. It always gets juicy. Like,
it
that's
always gets juicy. Like what? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like that was some good dialogue. I mean, thank you, Bravo, for giving us something to indulge
yeah,
in,
something to chat about.
something to
Something to
chat
holler
about,
about.
something to. Yeah. So, I mean, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoy watching this, please feel free to
Yeah.
leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Comment, subscribe. Let's get to chatting. Let's start the dialogue. Like,
Yeah. Tell
this is
us what you think about Teresa. We
give
want
us
to hear
new
what y'all think.
to like think about because this is just our opinions. We would love to have way more people's thoughts on the situations. That'll keep the conversation very interesting week to week, you know?
Absolutely. All right.
Well, we
Well,
did
bye,
that.
ciao.
Bye, ciao. Till next
Bye,
week.
ciao. I'll see you later.